G'day everyone, I've bought myself a new toy. This is a little bit fancy, and so's the rod that it's on. And I've also got some mail to open up. Hey Robbie, you've got mail! You better check your mailbox! Yeah, thanks Robbie, I heard that! Post Office Box 4040, Wangaratta, Victoria 3677. Right, now before I tell you all about my brand new fishing rod and reel, and I've gone a little bit over the top this time, I've got a parcel to open up. I've only got one mail to open up for my mail time this month, and that is fine by me. Brodie and Nate Sole. They're from over the Bendigo region. Brodie and Nate Sole, I think that says, S-O-L-E. Let's see what I've got in here. Right, well there's a couple of lures, but before I look at them, let's read the letters. Hi Robbie, Brodie is 8 years old and sent you the stump jumper, and Nate is 6 and sent the mud slinger. They love your videos and saved up their pocket money to buy these for you. Thanks, Sarah. Let's have a look. Hello Rob, I'm one of your... I'm one of your fans and I want to give you something. I hope you like it. My name is Brodie. Love the videos. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, Brodie, and thank you so much, Nate. You guys didn't have to do that. I really appreciate it, and I don't want to sound like I don't appreciate it, but you guys don't have to spoil me rotten. We've got a mud slinger. That's a pretty cool looking lure. I have a mud slinger. Let's get the camera to focus on my mud slinger. That looks like a very good diving lure and cod lure. And we have a size 1 stump jumper. I have caught a lot of cod on the size 1 stump jumpers and they are such a great lure. Tried and proven Murray cod lure. Brodie and Nate, you kids are just way too kind. And I thank you very much for my amazing gifts, and I hope that you're catching plenty of cod, and I'm hoping that one day we can meet up. Before COVID, I used to go to tackle stores and do in-store appearances, and people would come and would get their autographs and get selfies and have a chat and talk about fishing, and ever since COVID, that's all come to a standstill. Before Christmas I was going to go and do it, but then we had a COVID outbreak and I was a little bit too scared. I'm a chronic asthmatic and I've been quite scared of catching COVID. But I'm hoping that by the end of this year, everything's settled down, and with a bit of luck, it might have even gone away. And when it does, stay tuned for the Robbie Roadshow, because I'm going to drive around and visit a whole heap of tackle stores, make some in-store appearances, and get to meet some of you beautiful and amazing young people, including Brodie and Nate. Thank you very much for your amazing gift. Now, let me tell you about my new fishing rod and reel. You may have seen a recent trout video. I hooked a fish, it snapped the line, and I whipped my rod backwards and forwards, and the top half of the rod went flying through the air, never to be seen again. I got my secateurs and my machete, and I hacked my way through bushes and blackberries and shrubs, and I couldn't find it. And the worst part about that is, it's the second time I've done it. I've actually done that once before. You'd think I'd learn from my own mistakes. But anyway, it is what it is. But I tell you what it is, it's a good excuse to buy a new fishing rod. I went in and saw Dale and Fergus and the team at Anaconda in Albury the other day. The intention was to go in and buy a long fishing rod so that I could cast from Lake Hume and cast out far and chase redfin. Mainly a lake fishing rod. And about $400 later I walked out. But this is what I got. My new rod is a Shimano Sedona XT. It's a 2 to 4 kilogram rod with a 3 to 12 gram lure weight, and it's 702L. Let me explain. 702 means that it's 7 foot long and it's 2-piece. If it was 701, it'd be a 7 foot long 1-piece. If it was 762, that would be a 7 foot 6 2-piece, or a 742, a 7 foot 4 2-piece. I think you get the idea. It's a Shimano Sedona XT 702L. So it's a 7 foot long 2-piece rod, and I've bought a Shimano Vanford. This thing is pretty swish. Now I'm in no way at all affiliated with any of the big fishing companies like Daiwa or Shimano. My last spinning reel that I bought was a Daiwa Ed, and I've actually got that on a Daiwa Hyper spinning rod, which I'll use more in the streams. So one's a Shimano rod on a Shimano reel, and one's a Daiwa rod on a Daiwa reel on a Daiwa rod. That's just the way it worked out. The Shimano Vanford, I've used it a little bit. I christened it at Lake Hume on some Lake Hume redfin. I caught a heap of redfin. This thing casts a mile, and you may also notice that I've got a different type of line. I am known for my love of Maxima Ultra Green. I've been using it for years, and every time I try and use something different, I always go back to Maxima Ultra Green. Anaconda in Aubrey didn't have any Ultra Green in 4 pound. They only want 6 pound, and I want something really thin to cast further. So I bought some platypus. Some platypus, I forget the name of it, platypus something. It's Australian made, and so far I'm really liking it. It's going quite well. This is an absolute beast. This is a machine, and it casts a very long way. I seem to be getting a bit dark here, so I'm just going to make a bit of a change to my camera and see if that helps. So anyway, folks, that's my new rod and reel. Shimano Vanford. It is going to take me a bit of getting used to because it's got no anti-reverse, and I love the anti-reverse on my fishing gear, on my spinning reels. The first thing I do when I hook a decent fish is flip the anti-reverse. Now just bear with me, I'm going to move my entire camera because while I'm talking, the sun's gone behind a tree. I'm going to straighten myself up. I'm going to get my light meter a bit better. Let's see how that goes. I was just getting too dark, and then I worked out what the go was. I tried to adjust it, then I worked out that in the couple of minutes I've been talking, the sun's just moved enough to go behind the top of the tree. But anyway, folks, I've got my Shimano Sedona XT rod, my Shimano Vanford reel. Now this reel, I'm not going to go into any tech specs because that's not my thing. But straight out of the box, the first thing that jumped out at me when I grabbed it was how light it was. Young Fergus at Aubrey Anaconda said, have a look at this one. And I couldn't believe how light it was. It's a nice matte black colour, looks really cool. But it's so light, it is silky smooth, and so far I've been very, very impressed. You're going to see this in some of my trout streams, but more so in my lake videos. And you'll still see my Daiwa Ed reel and my Daiwa TD Hyper in the small streams that I like to fish. One thing I do want to tell you about is the Pisco Fun Reels. I've had a few Pisco Fun Reels over the years, and a few people have asked me, what do I think of them a couple of years on or 12 months on? They're great reels. I'm a big fan of the Pisco Fun spinning reels, or Pissy Fun as they call them in America, but I didn't like the bait casters. I thought they were really, really poor quality. But the spinning ones were great. I've still got two. I've got a Pisco Fun Viper 2, which is the green one, and a Pisco Fun Honor XT, which is the red one. The green one, the Viper 2, is a casting machine. It casts so much further than the red one, which is called an Honor XT. But it's a little bit more tangle prone than what the red one is. The red one doesn't get tangled as often. The red one doesn't cast as far, but it's silky, silky, super smooth. It's never been as smooth as this Vanford, and I've been using it for a couple of years. They're great reels. I've got no issues with them. My biggest issue with the Pisco Fun Reels is when you buy them on Amazon, they take 4 to 6 weeks to arrive, and I'm just far too impatient for that. And I'm only human. I like to go into tackle stores and pick up reels and play with them. So the Pisco Fun Reels, the spinning reels get a thumbs up, the bait caster reels get a thumbs down. My Daiwa Ed, I'm liking it. I've had it for a few months now. It's not a bad reel. I find it's a little bit tangle prone, but other than that, I'm really enjoying it. It's nice and smooth. It's got a smooth drag and it works well. And the Vanford, which is now the cream of the crop in my fishing rods, or my fishing reels, it's the best one that I own. And so far, it's been absolutely flawless. Lightweight, smooth, and beautiful. Brody and Nate, thank you very much for the lures, and everyone. That's why I've brought a new rod and reel. A little bit of a tackle talk, mail time hybrid segment here. Thanks very much for watching it. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, why not give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video.